Hello, hi guys. So here we are, it's the end. We're coming towards the end. Well, we are at the end. And we are at the end with our body, Angie. Angie is pregnant, she's 7 months pregnant. She has some edema, fatigue, somewhat constipated, and skin sensitivity. We know she's pregnant, right? So we know that her age is 28, so she's in this phase like of a lot of transformation is going on within herself. Blood pressure is on the high front, but I think it's out just right. Considering she's pregnant, BPM is fine. So, in terms of the questions that we were asked, my suggestion is that she's a kapha pitta prakriti. Her face is quite full and round, but it could also be, and the eyes are quite big. The nose, however, has this slightly, it's kind of not small, not wide, it's a little long, like mine. And I'm kapha pitta. So the kapha is, of course, accentuated by the fact that she's pregnant. So we see like fullness around her bones. We see fullness around her cheeks. Fullness around her arms. We have, at the surface pores, we have light, subtle, moving, clear, smooth, soft, subdued, which are characteristics of Vata and Kapha. And also these two, Vata and Kapha, are also present at the deep poles. So with this is kind of interesting because we've been told that the Vata and Kapha they contradict each other. So it's kind of unusual to find them in the deep level of the poles. This is what I'm thinking. Nonetheless, we are going to focus for primarily on balancing Vata, because a lot of Vata characteristics are found throughout the poles, throughout the subdoshas. So there's a sense that Vata is disseminating, is visiting, is not only present in its own house, but kind of visit other people's houses, comes back because of its mobility. And therefore suggests that there is a stage of dissemination going on. In terms of Agni, I'm saying Manda Agni because of the moving quality found in Pachaka Pitta. Ama is not so present because the qualities of Ama are not present, especially that anxiousness, oiliness. However, there's some fatigue. And the fatigue, I think, is represented in the deep poles. But is also represented, I'm assuming, it's kind of aggravated by kapha, like the water retention around the bones, the edema that she's complaining about. So I'm not sure there is ama in the body. Also, she's pregnant. We can't really tell that much. Ojas, why? I think ojas are actually silently present. They're underlined, they're there, but they need to have a little bit more fun. And this is one of the recommendations that I'm doing at the end of the video. So I'm gonna go deeper into that later on. Agni Deepana. So I recommend Agni Deepana because it seems like Vata is kind of the Agni is not very vital, is not very enlivened, and therefore we need to kind of enliven the Agni, enliven the fire. That's why I said it needs a little bit of fun, increase the stamina and removes the fatigue. In terms of foods and spices, I'm gonna recommend warm foods, perhaps warm, everything cooked, using spices like ginger, cardamom, cumin, coriander to stimulate and spice up the appetite, elevate happiness, and decreasing worries. So we're looking at decreasing worries. We're looking at decreasing Vata. She's a little worried about her finances, but she has very good relationships around her. So it doesn't take, I don't think it will take that much to kind of balance the constipation, for instance, because she's saying Yes, I do. Somewhat constipated means that it's not like aggravated. It's not so bad that she's really concerned about that. And that also points at the dissemination um, per point. Of course, she's pregnant, so we're not recommending anything lightening. We don't want to deplete her any further. She's got baby in her belly, and therefore we're recommending Brumana nourishing therapy. There's a lot of dryness too, so oily, like the massages with oils are going to be implementing the dryness, which also is causing the pain, the irregular digestion, which is a Vata aggravated symptom. Then I said oils will help nourish the body, the mind, and the soul. It will ground her, because all she needs really is just to feel her feet and reduce the Vata. We talked about this already. So the ideal routine, sip hot water at waking up. She wakes up at 8, so I'm gonna ask her if she can move. I'm gonna ask her if she can wake up a little bit before, because we want her to wake up before 6 a.m. Because then we go into the kapha, and then that could indicate some lethargy. We just slow the body down. And with her, I think we want a little bit more movement in the body in terms of fun, but also we want to regulate her TM practice if she's aware. If not, we can introduce the concept of meditation. Breakfast only if she's hungry because of the kapha. She may not be hungry in the morning, so, but please, no yogurt and fruit. No, big no. Something warm instead. So oats, anything cooked, stewed apples. It depends on the weather. It depends where she lives as well. Sipping hot water through the day will enhance her digestive system, will lubricate the body in the right parts, will not overload the body with an excessive water. And then because of the kapha qualities that we want to reduce, so we can, and also the grounding qualities that we want to implement, suggesting a walk in the morning would be great to stimulate kapha. A lunch and noon, main meal of the day, warm, grounding, and that should include some dessert, because the tastes that we want to include, we want to implement are sweet, sour, and salty. So the dessert, in Ayurveda, dessert goes first. So if she can have like a little bit of dessert first and then jump right into the main meal, and maybe having, I think I mentioned this, I've mentioned this already, but having some ginger pickles. I'm looking at mine. Actually, I don't have it because you're going to say, no, it's pitta aggravating. Yeah, so ginger pickle before lunch will stimulate again the appetite, the digestion, and then take a little walk after every meal. Lunch for sure, that stimulates the digestion. Snacks are good to curb the hunger at night. Meditation, 6 p.m. with us, with the buddies, with Bobby. And light nourishing activity before going to bed, because that, I think that will nourish her mind. So lights off at 9:30, and then perhaps just look at the stars if she lives in where the stars are, or do something kind of nourishing for the mind, the body. That will enliven again that pitta quality that needs to be enlivened with her. Go to bed before time, of course. I'm happy with the exercise that she's doing. Prenatal yoga, perfect. Little walk in nature here and there. Nothing too strenuous, because we're nourishing two people. And then whatever else she's doing is great, is absolutely great. I think the only thing, so herbs and no herbs, because she's pregnant, they're not really recommending unless she feels drawn to something, but she should double check with her doctor first. I'm not going to say anything else about that. The spices, I've mentioned the ginger pickle. I'm adding vata churna at lunch with her meals, some cumin and fennel whilst cooking the meals, sauteed in ghee. Ghee would be a great introduction for her as well. warm milk at night, so we can do this warm milk with turmeric, boiling the milk with turmeric, cinnamon, what else do I put? Cardamom. But not too much though, because we don't really want to get like the pitta because of the edema. There's a sign of a little bit of inflammation, so we're gonna be kind of careful. That's why I've introduced the fennel. Other recommendations: meditation. I've read that other people recommended counseling, but I would be very careful, because if she's struggling with money, then I'm not gonna say, hi, why don't you go to a counselor? And they're expensive, so I'm not sure. A little fun would probably be better. And one thing that I have just recalled is the Swiss ball. So if you sit on the Swiss ball, which is good for her back, her bones in general, it moves the body around. So because she has some pain in the bones, which is vata. Vata is pain. Pain is vata. But jumping on the Swiss ball is really good for both mother and child. That's it. Oh my gosh. Yay. Okay, so this is it from me. Thank you so much for everything. I hope I answered all of the questions. If not, I will go over them in my little report. Little. Sorry about the length of the video, but this is how. This is it. This is how it happened. Okay, lots of love. See you next term. Bye.